Hello, welcome to Focus on Nigeria. This is a special show to talk about what is going on in our beloved motherland. And I have a show for you tonight. We have all the way from Lagos, Mr. Bashir Lucas Samson Lukman. It's 4 a.m. in Lagos, and I thank you for joining the show. We have Taiwo Aken Roye is from Okitikpupa in Ondo State. He's lived in Edmonton for 8 years. Thanks for joining us, Taiwo.
Welcome.
Okay, so Nosa Anyaro manages equipment finance portfolio at a bank in Edmonton. He's an event MC and he does different things like online African Heritage Radio. Thank you, Nosa, for joining us.
Hi guys.
Well, I think there's a problem with my no?
Sorry? What did you say? Oh, okay. I must be hearing things. Now, a lot has been happening in Nigeria for the past 2 weeks. It started with protests against police brutality, and 2 nights ago at the Lekki bridge,
Mr. Nosa.
I can hear you. Yep, yeah, I can hear everybody. So just 1 second. I'm just going to do an introduction, and I'll leave it to you. You are the proper and authentic Nigerian.
Okay.
So there was this massacre that was led to a frenzy of activities here in Edmonton. But to help us understand it, I'm going to ask Taiwo for his own sake.
The thing is, it's a very disheartening situation whereby for sure the protest has been going on for about a week before the massacre, and it has been peaceful. A lot of Nigerian celebrity actually came up and they've been supporting it. This is like no other protest. This kind of protest have never happened anywhere in Nigeria. So this is like the first of its kind, and it's unique. Hence SARS, right? And after, I think a day or two before that, please correct me, Bashir, Lucas, the government implemented a curfew, right? And people were not supposed to be out, I think after 4, and people were still out. But nobody knows when. But there was an announcement that the military is going to initiate a crocodile smile process. And I don't know if people can understand that the crocodile smile will start after the curfew or before the curfew. But the thing is, we just woke up and people was actually stream video live the massacre because the military arrived at Lekki toll gate. It's a toll gate, and some people were there at night. And a day before then, a celebrity online actually said, "Oh, can you guys plan how you'll be going? Because not everybody will come here every day. So if you want to do 2 nights and all of that, so that just to keep everybody energetic and be coming to the protest." And at that night, they took out according to the media, they took out the CCTV without informing them. They also switched off the light. They took away their equipment, and they are basically defenseless. They are in the dark. And the people and the victims said they saw the military present, and they couldn't go back and forth. And they actually opened fire on them. Before they opened fire, they knew they were the military. Obviously, they knew they might be in danger. You are in the dark. And they said they opened the flag. Some of them were singing national anthem. And they opened fire on them. And I watched this clip online where DJ Switch was running and instructing them, guys, lie down. And it was horrifying. And these are the things we saw online, but I'm very sure the people at that event will have a lot more to say, or the people in Nigeria. So my take on that is it's totally wrong. Up to today, the sadness is up to today, nobody woke up and said, okay, we take account, we are accountable for this action. Everybody, everybody in power in Nigeria, I mean, the politician, the government, are in denial of it. And that is really, really sad.
Okay. Thank you for that introduction. I'm going to bring Mr. Bashir Lucas in here. You are actually on ground in Nigeria. Could you tell us from your point of view how everything culminated into Lekki? How we got to the Lekki event? Sorry, can you unmute your mic? That was what was causing the echoes. Are you able to unmute your mic?
Yeah, done. Okay. Yeah. So, thank you very much, Taiwo, Lucas Bashir. Before I go on, let me just state it clearly that I am not partisan. I don't work for the government. I never work for the government. I am Nigerian. I am a religious figure, and I am Pan-African as well. So my of the entire Black nation and Nigeria in particular, because this is my own land. So I do believe that what I will tell you, or what information I'll be giving to you uh, at this time, will be how I got to see things. I was in Oshogbo. I was on the street in Oshogbo with the protesters. We went from Olaya to Abere, the governor's office, the secretariat. From there, we went to the governor's house, and it was on its own quite peaceful. So I think the main subject matter is what happened Lekki toll gate, that Lekki massacre. Well, it is quite a very sensitive period as far as Nigeria is concerned. And I would tell you that people on the social media have unfriended and blocked themselves. People have fought, people have taken sides, people have been accused of hypocrisy, people have been accused of lacking empathy, people have been accused of all sorts. And getting to understand one another. Oh, sorry, let me just that the crocodile smile has nothing to with the protesters. It is an annual stuff that the army does. They go around parade that's been there to in the east. So it has nothing, according to what the army headquarters said, it has nothing to do with the protesters. So what happened? So that night, of course, we knew, we saw Lekki Toll Gate, Candle Night, all those and all that. And then it was in the news that the soldiers have shot the protesters. And then we saw live videos, and then we saw people are died. I also saw a report, a tweet anyway, that Eniola Badmus, a Yoruba actress, had been shot. I unfortunately also posted that story. And people were everywhere shouting, people were crying, people were disturbed, people lost appetite. Well, a few minutes later, I got to discover that, oh no, I should wait for a confirmation. So I deleted that story. So that was just that report as at that time, that people had died, that there was this and there was that. And then what happened the next day? And that is the basis of my own investigation as far as that scenario was concerned. Then the next day, people started to resurrect. The dead started resurrecting. Eniola Badmus was said to have been shot and died. She said she's alive. Area Godwin something was said to have died. Some said he died in Lekki. Some said he died in Auchi. And this guy came and said he is alive. So another person, Steve Abe, was said to have died at the protest ground. This is the third person now. He came around again and said, no, he is the third, because it was a collage. So he said he is the person in the third frame and he is alive, he's not dead. There's a video, no, the picture of a copper who was also shot dead, and then they said he died at the protest ground as well. This man came, he made a video, and then he said no, he didn't die. Yemi Alade, a singer, she posted the picture of someone who, a man who carried a woman wrapped in a blood-stained Nigerian flag. So I think an Instagram user debunked that story and said, see, this is not any killing. This is her name is Francis Onyiye. So this is a movie that we acted on October 1st that they titled Heal Our Land, Oh Lord. Okay, so we have so many like that. So we have about 10 to 25 stories. We have also Lucy and Tony, who are said to have died. But there is an Instagram user by the name Official Esther Bright. Yes, Official Esther Bright. I thought I was going to be on my laptop anyway, but unfortunately I'm using my phone because I have all these on my phone, but these are the ones I could get. So Official Esther Bright. So she had posted us even before that massacre that these guys, they died in an accident, Dangote truck, she said. There are evidences for all this. Okay, then when we've had evidences of about 7, 8 people that have resurrected, and then we also have evidences of pictures of murder, of dead people that had happened elsewhere, and they were said to have been from the Lekki toll gate massacre. So that made me go back as an investigative journalist that, okay, I think there is a need to be careful. Now, this is not to debunk the idea that a shooting or there was a killing or that people died, because there are evidences that would also, suggest that someone died or people died. So we can now start looking at the loopholes and where we can, join things together. Okay, so I launched this investigation. What did we find? So when I said, okay, this one didn't die, so instead of people looking at it, they started insulting you, cursing you, accusing you of lacking empathy. Okay, no problem. So I listed about 13 people, those who didn't die and those who have 4 stories. I said, okay, if you know people who have died or you have more information for me to confirm, send them to me. I gave them my email. I got hundreds of mails. There were insults anyways. Okay, so someone sent me a picture. So we had about 7 or 8 people or 10 people wrapped in a sack or in a white shroud. And then he said, look at it. You are a very stupid man. These are people who died from the Lekki massacre. I said, okay. I opened my laptop, okay, went on, okay, Google image search. I searched this image. It was a 2018 killing. Hello?
You're here. I just gave you the screen.
Okay,
That's fine, carry on.
okay, very good. So it was a 2018 news that ISIS killed people, and in fact, no, sorry, Boko Haram rather, and it was published by New York Times. I have evidences for this. I was thinking I will bring my laptop and I can bring up those evidences, but I think I'm going to make a video on that officially.
Okay,
So
so nobody died at Lekki. Is it your
no,
summation?
no. I want to give you evidences that suggest that that figure we have, might not be the figure that should be, and also that some who have reasons to doubt have reasons to doubt. And I am also going to give you evidences that suggest that there are possibilities that people could have died. So I'm just giving you a very neutral and objective analysis of my investigation and research.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you, Bashir. Let's bring the side here.
Okay.
Uh, Um, thanks for coming on the show, Nosa. What's your introduction to Nigeria at this point? Why did you get? I know you're Nigerian, obviously, but what brings you in passionately, and what are your what's your take on Bashir's comment just now?
Yeah, yeah. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? You can hear me?
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah, thanks.
We can hear you.
Thanks, Taiwo. Thanks, everybody now. I okay. I don't know what Mr. Taiwo is trying to do. I don't know if he's trying to debunk what's happened. But let me say first of all that it's quite funny that he hasn't gone from the beginning. Now we're talking about deaths, right? We haven't talked about the reason behind this. If you go back to the Bastille invasion in France, one of the reasons why that happened was because there was lack of bread. There was no food, right? Bread cost the riots in France over 200, 300 years ago. Now you are forgetting the fact that there's a disconnect between government and the people, right? The reasons why we're having these issues is not forget about who died or who didn't die. In every massacre like this or in every revolution like this, there must be rumors, right? So who died? You're debunking who died, who didn't die. The truth is this: there's inequality in the land, right? So we are not focusing on those things. We're focusing on the riots and who said who died and the other badness. That for me is not necessary. In every war, in every conflict, in every discourse, there's bound to be rumors. So let's forget about that and deal with the issues. As far as I'm concerned, the issues are this: SARS, which was not even the main, this is not the biggest thing. SARS is just one little bit, tiny bit of what's happening in Nigeria. SARS um, uh, shot someone in Ugeli and took away their car, and then the riot started by some celebrities, Ron Town and Powers the bad guy, right? So my point is this: we need to understand where it started from before we get here, or how it started. As far as I'm concerned, it is not because of the SARS issue. It's because of the fact that. Give me one sec. Yeah. So you guys hear me? Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah.
great. So when you're debunking who died or who didn't die, that's beside the point, right? That's beside the point. The point here is this: the country is sitting on a gunpowder, and it will explode anytime. And the reasons why it's like that is way before we came in as a country. The British Empire, how the North has been on top of us as people, how our governors, our leaders have stolen our money, right, over the years. Right? Who cares about another bad news, whether she died or not? The rumors will happen. You're a journalist, sir. So we need to take those things. I don't think that's a relevant thing here, sir. I've been abused on social media for being a little bit too. I deal with facts, right, as well as Mr. Bashir does. But the reason why we're here today, yeah, the reason why we're here today is clearly because of the failure of the Nigerian government from the 60s to mete out justice towards the people. There's no social contract. How 496 senators and House of Rep members are collecting so much, meanwhile the whole of Nigeria is collecting less, is what we should be talking about. So, Mr. Bashir, with all due respect, right, whether anybody insulted you or not, or whether Nela Badmos died or not, or whether people were exonerated, it's so beside the point. In every war, in every confrontation, there will be rumors. The fact is, we all want a better Nigeria. All of us want that. The set of people we have today as rulers are inept. The governor of Lagos State came out today and said, I watched the interview for about 19 minutes and I put it off. The man at some point was lying. He said this. He said that he didn't know who ordered it, right? That was not what happened. They didn't know how the military got there. And he said after the shooting, he spoke to the chief of army staff and defense staff. My brother, if somebody stole your child, right, in the night, and you speak to the people in authorities, we don't ask them the question, who stole my child? So is he saying he did not ask them who ordered the shooting? Up to today, he said he doesn't know. He said they provided him support in case if he has any security issues. Let's provide you more support. But he never ever said he asked them about who shot. So for us to let's not get distracted, people. You can be on a different side, I can be on a different side. Let's not get distracted. The fact is this: Nigeria is sitting on the bomb, right? And it will soon blow. So by the time it blows, you're not going to talk about who died or who didn't die. Who didn't die? Sorry, it's not about Nella Badmos anymore. So I want to bring us back to basis on what the reason is why we got to Lekki today. I'm so proud of the Nigerian youth. I never thought. Listen, I'm a student union leader. I was a student union leader, right? And I know what I'm talking about. I never thought the Nigerian people will get to a point where they say, okay, enough is enough. We are blowing up this system. Because the system needs to be blown up before we get what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I might be harsh or brash, but it's the truth. So much inequality. So I'll leave it there and let somebody else speak.
Thank you very much, Nusa, for that. Tyra, I'm going to bring you in at this juncture. Want to respond to what Mr. Bashir said earlier on that he's not finding any evidence that anybody died at Lekki. But then Nusa has also said that it's not about people dying, that Nigeria is sitting on the gun, it's sitting on the time bomb. We need restructuring. There's corruption in that leadership and so on and so forth. I know today the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, he gave a speech for the first time in about 17 days. He said something. I'd like to get your thoughts on what Mr. Bashir said, Nosa's comment, and even what Buhari. Let's talk about Buhari's comment now.
Well, thank you. The thing is, if you look at the president's comment, it's basically empty. It is empty. There is no sense of accountability. It seems to be absence in everything that has happened, even up to the time he made that comment. It seems to be if the governor of Lagos State can talk about the shooting, why can't the president talk about the shooting? At least mention Lekki Tollgate massacre. If Sanwo-Olu can make that pitch, okay, if Sanwo-Olu said, I don't know who ordered the killing or who requested for the military, and the president does not make any statement measuring those figure of speech or those statements in his speech, it shows that he is technically absent from the country's affairs. It's either he's being fed the wrong information or he's unaware of what Nigeria is at the moment. Because the protest started peacefully. Even when it escalated, he didn't speak. And after the massacre, it took him, I think, 3 or 4 days right now for him to come out to speak. So there is even sometimes we have to question who our leader is. And based on what Lucas said, the thing is, in a time like this, a lot of things will go out of control. We cannot control everything. We want to end SARS, we want to end police brutality, we want a new country. Just like Nusa said, everything has to be blown up because the things that we want to fix start from the root. And unless we fix it from the root, we have to uphold it. Unless we fix it from the root, we might not be able to go. Everything we build will fall. Everything we build right now, we fall, we crumble. Can you, okay, take for example, there was a phone call, I don't know if it's true or not, but let's assume if it's true that Tinubu wasn't available when the massacre took place. So you were actually absent when Nigeria needed you most. Do not forget, this is your party, and you gave us the presidential candidate. The president is not speaking. The APC chairman, who is supposed to be speaking, is in France. What kind of leadership do we have? And I cannot agree anymore. I have to agree with Nusa. Everything has to be blown up into pieces. And then we take our pieces and then we fix ourselves. We fix our leadership because we are a product of our own leadership.
Okay, Ty, hold on a second. The problem with let's just scatter everything, it's kind of convenient. You sit in your nice apartment in Edmonton, and all the BRTs, LRT or BRT buses in Lagos, they were all, burnt down. The average.
No,
That's
no,
not what
no.
I'm
We don't
saying.
mean
That's
scatter
what
like
I'm
that.
saying.
No, we don't wait. When we say
It's
scatter,
a nice
when we say scatter,
Violence.
wait,
That's
wait, Taiwo,
Violence.
wait, Taiwo, wait, Taiwo, wait, hold on, Taiwo. When I say scatter, I know I use the word scatter, right? So I don't want to be. Let me break it down, right? When I mean scatter, I don't mean scattered everything. Of course, my mom and my sisters are still in Lagos, right? My brothers are there. They will be on colors of me. I left Nigeria because I thought there was no hope. I mean, scatter the structure of leadership. Let me tell you the truth, right? These people are principalities, and you know what that is if you're a Christian, right? These people will not move until we move them, and we can scatter in such a way. I think that the protest was lost at some point, and I explain what that is. I think that if we, all of us, young people, decide to form our own party, right, and get it right from the councillor level, that is one form of scattering. No, I'm not advocating for war. I'm just saying the status quo is wrong. It cannot continue. Nigeria will blow up if it continues like this. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying war, scatter, blow up anything. No, no. I'm a man of peace. I just want to clarify that.
Sorry, it's true. I'm not saying scatter.
Okay.
I mean,
Can I?
the structure Nigeria have right now will never work if we keep building on it. And in addition to
Okay.
what we have
Sorry.
yeah, sorry. You want to
Sorry, go on, Bashir. I thought Bashir wanted to reply to something there.
yeah, I thought you wanted to do something, so I kept quiet so you can speak.
Over to you, Mr. Bashir. Mr. Bashir, what were you saying about the looting and vandalism in Nigeria? And this your theory that nobody died is interesting, but no sir said we should let it go.
Yeah.
That
Let me go back
you know.
to Nosa's comment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, last night when I got a mail from T. Adeyemo, the content of that mail to what Nosa said is, well, okay, maybe Lekki massacre and causing the Lekki massacre died and the real news. So it is, I hope you understand, Nosa. So what I thought I was to discuss here was Lekki massacre. So that informed why I started on from that angle. So if we don't want to go there and then we want to start from the basis, it's okay.
Okay, the connection is not brilliant, Mr. Bashir. We're losing you there, but you're right. The email was, I was kind of interested in your theory, but our Egbon Nosa has just calmed everybody down. It's not about people dying. What I find worrisome, though,
Oh yeah, that's it.
what was it?
Me to go on
Okay,
the
then.
Lekki massacre because I have a lot. That is if you would let me go on from where I stopped.
Okay, listen. I want to round this off in like next 5-10 minutes because these guys have been to a vigil tonight to support what you guys are doing in Nigeria.
Give me just 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay, go. Let's hear your.
Sorry. Okay, let me tell you, no, sir. as a person, as a journalist, I cannot substantiate that 3 people died at that protest ground on that day, and I'll give you reasons. Okay, now I've been giving some reasons earlier. Okay, now look at the so-called CCTV cameras that you said were put off. Do you know that EIE Nigeria was the first organization, it's an NGO, that said, look, that is, they posted pictures of people who were removing the CCTV cameras. But did you know that yesterday or early today, the same EIE Nigeria tweeted that those things are not CCTV cameras, but there are cameras used to check number plates of cars, and then they apologized. And do you know that it was because of this information that people said it was Tinubu who asked them to remove the CCTV cameras? So automatically, Tinubu was the one who masterminded the alleged massacre, and that was what informed the protesters or the hoodlums going ahead to destroy many things that belongs to Tinubu. That's a piece of information. Now, about people who died or people who did not die, of course, I am most likely sure that people could have died. But I can tell you, as at this time, we have about 25 cases of people who said they had died, but they didn't die. So that is why investigative journalists like me, investigative journalists like Sulaiman Alede, who was formerly with Channels, we have now decided that before we can claim that somebody died at that protest, then we will be able to substantiate the fact. And that means that person must be traceable, must have a family, must be able to be traced. Because we cannot just base our information, our fact now, based on pictures and videos. Because many of these videos and many of these pictures, they were not even part of the scenes.
Can I ask a question?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. The question is this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if the moderator, Kyle, please, can you mute your mic, please? Yeah. So I don't know if the moderator gave you the. Can somebody mute their mic? I want to be very clear. Can we mute our mic? Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Bashir. Thank you very much for your analysis. Right. I really appreciate it. Right. And I don't know if the moderator gave you what the topic of discussion is here. Right. Let's say nobody died. Let's assume nobody died, okay? That all those things were lies. Let's concede to what you are saying, that you're correct, that people were putting out stuff. The argument is not whether somebody died or not, sir. You are missing the point. Sorry, sir. Right? I beg to differ with you on that point. Forget about who died, who did not die. That I'm saying to you this, right? If a football match is played today, and Barcelona plays against Chelsea, right, in the final of the Champions League, whether Drogba kicked Messi in minute 82, or whether Messi handball in minute 92. At the end of the day, when you look back 5 years from then, is who won the Champions League in 2020? It was Barcelona. So all these things you are saying is inconsequential. The reason I say so is this. If you have people, right, who are spreading rumors, it's fine. But we are missing the meat of the matter. The meat of the matter is Nigeria is on the time bomb ticking because of the inequalities of the government. Okay, this one I'm talking about, people die, people didn't die. People will still die. Some people will still live. So I want you to drop that premise that we're not. The argument here is not whether people died or not. I don't know, sir, if you're getting that right. The argument is this: first of all, what led to this Lekki massacre? What has happened since then? What the role the government played? I don't care who Tinubu is, right? Tinubu can deny as much as he wants. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's the rabbit hole, sir. Right? He can say whatever he likes. The governor of Lagos can say whatever he likes. All I care about is Nigeria as a country. All of these things we're talking about, we're going to be distracted and we'll go the wrong way. Let's focus on what it is. The way Nigeria is working right now, it is not working, sir. It's not. So who died, who didn't die, CCTV, Baba, forget. All those ones now. Last come. We didn't miss the point. Thank you.
Okay, I see what you're saying there, Bonosa. You're saying we should just move forward and talk about, is there any hope for Nigeria at this point? Do you think any of this will bring any kind of
and I'll tell you why, right? Let me tell you why. I never ever thought in my life, right, In all my life of leading protests, I went to Yabatech. I think my record still speaks for me. In all my life of leading protests, I've never thought the Nigerian people will rise up to this level of consciousness, right? Unfortunately, it's only in the southern part. The northerners don't really care. Okay. Now there are two things here. If the people who are leading this route can regroup and form a strategy for 2023 so that we can end this violence, I'm not for violence, right? There might be a better way, right? Or you know what? I don't even think I used to believe in one Nigeria, but I don't anymore. I don't anymore. Now, have you ever left a speech after a week like this, sober week like this? You left a speech from the president feeling even worse off. The number of memes today, you know, moderator, maybe me and you will set up one day, we'll sit down and talk about this on the show again. The number of memes that came out today of Nigerians wanting to leave Nigeria is more in less than 2 hours after president talk. My sister called me and said, my brother, please, if there's any asylum package in Canada, let me know. This country does not have hope. My people sent me, said, if you start trekking from Oshodi to Canada, you get to Canada in the next 2.5 years. Baba, the president is not, see, I don't mind about the president. I supported Buhari and I regret it. Oshibajo, I want to cry for that man because he is a waste of space. I'm sorry if I use that word, right? First of all, he's a professional, he's a professor of law. Secondly, he's a pastor. I don't want to be using the word pastor. I'm a Christian as well. But he is a smart person. How can you be in government where lies are peddled every day and you are still there? I know nobody resigns in Nigeria. But go back to Obitu Kiwe under Buhari, he resigned. Under Babangida, he resigned. So, Mr. Bashir, right, I'm not attacking you personally, but I'm just saying we as Nigerians want a better Nigeria. Let's forget about who got shot, who didn't get shot, what Tinubu said. All these things are rabbit holes. All these things, Baba, na scam. I don't do staying no right before. I know what they take. They divert people. And unfortunately, they use people like you to divert us because they don't realize what they are doing. You are just doing your journalism, right? And you are doing it well. But you don't realize you are diverting us. The cost is this for a new Nigeria. Forget about who removed camera. I'm not even asking that one anymore. Because I know there was foul play. There was big time foul play. But if I start arguing with you, we will not live here. We will not get distracted again. No. I smart pass that on. Okay?
Okay, I think that makes sense. Otherwise, we'll be here till tomorrow. I discussed this with someone in Nigeria today, and they said, well, what we all know, the vice presidents don't have power to do much. So I suppose it doesn't exonerate Oshibajo, but I doubt. I just wonder what he can do. So we'll take closing comments. We are in 38 minutes, and yeah, we have to wrap this up. Is there hope, you think, Taiwo, for Nigeria?
Firstly, I would say before the riot at all, what Nigeria is a hopeless hope. It's like we're in the bottomless pit. But when the people came together, I think there is hope. One voice, there is hope. So just so you know how strong, how in-depth this current system have, even when everybody came out at once, at one voice, initially for the first 2 days, it seems we have a place to go. And suddenly, people get distracted. There is hope, but we have a long way to go, even before we start. And maybe one of these is what Nusa said, maybe, just maybe, that, okay, the young people will form a party, but don't forget, these old people, they are masters. I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing for that statement. They are masters. So, and after the president's speech, he was right. People were calling, where is the way out? After his president's speech, there should be sense of hope. But yet, people still feel hopeless. So they lost the hope they had even before the speech. To me, I don't know. I can't even say there is hope. I can't say there is hope.
Okay, right, Mr. Bashir, you're in the eye of the storm. You're in Lagos, Nigerian port. My mom worked there for 30 years, by the way. I remember many times I met up at that Papa Marina office, burnt down. Do you call it LRT or BRT? I can't remember. All those buses I saw, like LRT or BRT. Is it BRT, Taro?
BRT.
Yeah. Burnt down. How will you people get to work tomorrow now? You people, you went to TVC. Someone I was looking at it as well. They damaged all the people. Normal people went to work, and this Sir, saying
Okay,
that
sorry.
at
See,
one
TVC,
time,
Before you
hold on,
TVC
sorry,
is
brother, sorry. Before you
TVC.
brother got on, one second.
See,
They have different qualification for their BLT.
oh
It's
yeah,
not
it's not TVC itself. Okay, yeah, not TVC itself. Not it's a part of the building. Mr. Nossa, sorry, let me just say this quickly to you because I've not been asked any question. But please, whatever I've said so far, I have not derailed from the message, from the topic I was meant to discuss. You get? So I have never derailed, and it's no rabbit hole. I have only spoken within the context of the mail that I got. So if I had been given any topic, or if I had a prior idea of any topic that I should discuss, I could have discussed it. So if I have any
Mr.
question, I
Bashir,
will answer it now. So if
Baba,
there,
I understand you, sir. I understand. What I'm
I
just saying, what I'm
I have
saying is,
been on the street protesting myself. I myself,
yeah,
I have been on the street protesting. If
yeah,
you go to
yeah,
YouTube, Lucas Bashir, you will see me and
yeah,
so many African Americans. We discuss, go on Facebook. I discuss Pan-Africanism, Africa, the
yeah,
success and success of the Black nation. I am not from the
yeah,
government. I am not government apologetic. I have only
yeah.
discussed with the context of the topic I was given. If you now have a question for me, I will answer your question.
No,
So
Mr. Bashir, rightly so, right? What I'm pointing out is this, right? Like we shouldn't, as you as a pan, can somebody kill the volume there, please? As you as a pan Africanism, sorry, that thing is really echoing in my ear. Whose mic is that, Mr. Bashir? Can you just see your mic? Let me just quickly make a point, sir. So I'm not bashing you, and I'm not saying you're government pro government, right? But as somebody who is pro Africa, right, and pro the final outcome of a better Africa. Because listen, we can talk about this topic 20 years, right? I'm just saying, sir, right? And my advice to you as well when you go to subsequent program is let's forget about all these small things that are distracting us. Because we are speaking on your own page. Mr. Bashir, I know you want a better Africa, you want a better place for your kids as well. Same way as all of us. It's not as if we love this place so much, man. Like I'm on the road at 10, right? But the truth is this, my point is this, and I just want to make it again so that we don't you don't think I'm trying to attack you. Like I said, all these things are inconsequential. And at the end of the day, who won the match is who we are looking for. Who tackled who does not matter. You don't look back 5 years. Nigeria is sitting on a gunpowder. I will repeat that again, right? Let's not get distracted by how many people died, how many people did not die, right? Rwanda today is one of the best countries in the world. We know there was a massacre, there was a war, but how many people really talk about who died or who didn't die? So that was my point when I said that, let's not be distracted. It wasn't me saying you're distracting us. I'm just somebody who is fed up. I've been distracted for too long. I've been in the struggle for a long time. And I know the tactics of these people. Right? But that Tinubu who is speaking today, there was a day we made Alausa ungovernable. I know how he distracted us at the end of the day. And we forgot about the cost, or some people forgot about the cost. So it's a tactic that I know, right? It's been used over and over again. So, and I know it too well like the back of my hand. So that's why I'm saying this. We're going to argue about who died, who didn't die, toll gate light and not, then we'll forget about this thing. That's what I'm saying, sir. Thank you.
uh,
okay,
can
sorry,
I
but
speak?
one second, Mr. Bashir. Let me just say this. You're right. I sent the email because I found your idea exceptionally fascinating. I wanted to know more about it, and then I invited you up here, and I thank you for coming. Yeah, but with Nigeria, things are pretty fluid, right? We are talking about that, but I'm not staying there. I wanna ask you: is there hope for Nigeria? You are on ground. You're like the most authentic Nigerian here tonight. Is there hope for your country right now? Do you see hope? What do you see, Mr. Bashir?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really think there is hope for Nigeria. As much as I think there is hope for Nigeria, I am quite is a compound, complex problem. Religion, tribe, political that youth from the north, from the east, from the south could come together that what could we do that people are going to look beyond their tribe, their ethnic, their religion, and come together and have a say. So the fact that Nigerian youths from all parts of the country can come together and say one thing: end SARS. So that means in the next 5 years, 6 years, a day will come that these youths will actually also stand up to demand for a change. And one thing again is, those who have been leading us, well, maybe they act too smartly, and we seem to be, the laxity from our own angle seems to be very, very annoying. So now that the people have risen up with one voice, I think at the end of this protest, the consequence or the result of this protest is that even the politicians themselves, they would be mindful, because they know that the people are now wise. They have now tasted what a simple revolution is. We have tasted it. So going out again to demand for our right through protest is not going to be something so difficult. Because the politicians now, they know that these citizens, not just the youth, even though the youth have been a champion of this cause, but they know that there needs to there's an extent to which they can, sorry, let me use the language, they can fuck with the citizens. So I think there is hope if we can come together and say end SARS. That means we can actually come together in the nearest future to say a no to so many wrongs that are happening in our country today. So yeah, I really think there is hope.
Okay, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming tonight. But before I let you go, so what happened tonight at Edmonton? Can you describe the scene at
Sorry, guys.
Did you see what happened to the
Yeah,
light?
No, no, I'm talking to you. I attended a video for Nigerians. They were here trying to call for you.
yeah. I, yeah. I wasn't at the video tonight. I don't know if Taiwo went. Taiwo, did you go?
Yeah, I was there. I tried to take the last left. So yeah, I was. I saw you there,
Okay, okay.
and I saw you there. Yes, I wasn't sure if you were there yesterday, but I was there yesterday as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Okay. All right then. Thank you, Taiwo, for what you're doing in the community. We appreciate your effort, and we thank you so much for fighting for Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerians right here in Edmonton. Mr. Bashir is about 4:30 in the morning, up nearly 5 in the morning. Thank you for spending 1 hour with us. Thank you. And Egbonosa from Yaba Tech.
I'll see me.
As always, you are, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
all.
you for having me.
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Bashir. God bless, eh?
Hey, Mr. Bashir, keep on your great work. Keep doing your investigation. We love that.